Craft beer is mostly about sort of flavoursome beers that are really interesting, and they're also things that are produced locally. Malted barley is one of the key ingredients, and the barley gives the base to the beer. It's where most of the flavour that we get comes from. We're really proud to be using Irish malted barley. It is the best barley in the world.
This is the most exciting thing I've ever done in my life. We thought, what's going on inside these plants that helps them to survive in these inhospitable environments? And we thought it was something to do with the microorganisms that they harboured within their tissues. Well, these little plants don't look like much, but these are wild barley plants from where we source our microorganisms. As you can see, they're growing in very poor conditions. The soil is very dry, there's not many nutrients here, but that's what's helping these little plants survive in this situation. So we can take the microorganisms that this plant is using to survive here, put them into the cultivated barley, and hope that they will give the same kind of beneficial results for the barley in the field. This jar here contains a culture of the microorganisms that we isolated from the wild barley plants. We have had this in the culture room for several weeks, and it now contains billions and billions of spores of those microorganisms, which we will use to coat the barley seeds for planting in the field. So this is where it all begins. What we've discovered is quite groundbreaking and revolutionary, particularly from an Irish perspective. And what we found with one particular cultivar of barley, that with using 50% of the fertiliser input, we can still maintain the yield that's associated with full fertiliser input. So just using these microorganisms allows you to reduce your fertiliser costs and input by 50%. We're at the point now where it's moving from the lab bench to the point where we can commercialise this and make it into a new technology that will be good for us, be good for the farmer, be good for the economy, and most importantly, be good for the environment. So it really is groundbreaking stuff.
Sounds like win-win all round, doesn't it? And with me, Dr. Brian Murphy from UCD Agricultural Science Department. Hello. The potential of this, Brian, for modern barley producers.
Yes, it's got great potential. It's a fairly new area of research, but it has the potential to reduce costs for farmers, for fertilisers and chemical inputs, and it's also very good for the environment as well. So, as you say, it is a win-win situation.
So it can make the barley hardier and cheaper and more efficient and environmentally friendly to produce, but also make your beer taste better, is that right?
Exactly, exactly. We use just naturally occurring microorganisms from the soil, and these bugs that we put onto the barley crops help them to grow better, and increase their resistance to diseases.
So is it just barley?
No, the potential for this goes to any crop you kind of mentioned, really. We're working on wheat now, with any kind of cereal crops like oats. We've worked with strawberry, so any crop it would work with.
And of course cereals, the staple diet for so many people.
Exactly.
So the potential of this in terms of people's food security, having enough safe, affordable food to eat.
Exactly, and it's particularly important for people in third world countries who can't afford the chemicals that our farmers use. They can still produce viable crops by using our technology.
Right, so where do you see this being applied?
Well,
the sky's the limit?
Yes, exactly. We have a lot of interest worldwide in this technology, so we're developing it as we go. We're in many discussions with other organisations, and it has the potential to be a global technology.
Well, Brian, listening to you talk about this, it just sounds so exciting. And ladies and gentlemen, don't you think? Better barley, better tasting beer, what's not to love? Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you.